What's up, you guys? Welcome back to Ascend with Ashe. In today's video, we're going to be diving into the full moon that will take place on June the 21st at 1 degree Capricorn. So I've broken this video up into kind of like a 4-part mini series. Well, there's actually nothing mini about it, which is why I had to break it up. So part 1 is going to be my intuitive astrological interpretation of this energy and its collective impact. And it's going to be in like a podcast style. And so then I'm going to have a part 2 where it's going to be our tarot and oracle reading that I'm going to be doing on camera to further decipher this cosmic energy and provide us with some clarity and some guidance and confirmation on how to work with this full moon's energy. And then part 3, I am going to show you guys how this full moon will impact your individual rising sign and the ancestral wounds you should work to heal under this lunar cycle. And then part 4 is going to be a pick a card or reading to give you an even deeper look into the messages from your spiritual team, what they want you to know, what your ancestors want you to know at this time. Okay, so this is definitely an action-packed breakdown that I am super excited, if you guys can't tell, and I'm honored to share with each of you. My moon is in Capricorn in my natal 5th house, and it's definitely the driving force behind this series. So I'm not sure at the time of recording this if I'll put all the videos together or if I will create an individual video. So just check the pinned comment for timestamps if you feel called to skip around in today's video, because it can be a lot. So I want to also say that this is a safe space for questions and for spiritual beginners. You do not need to be a Capricorn for this information to be relevant, and we'll discuss why. So before we get started, I just want to thank the divine, my ancestors, and my spiritual team. And let's not forget you guys for creating a safe space for me to share my gifts and intuitive insights. I appreciate every follow, like, share, comment. It truly means the world to me. So thank you guys so much. So again, this is part 1, which will be a podcast style segment. So grab your headphones, grab your tea, whatever you want, and let's go ahead and get started in this full moon in Capricorn. As a Virgo rising, I like to break things down to fully understand them. Some might call it nitpicking, but it works for me. So let's break down the energy of this full moon in Capricorn for a clear inner standing. So this full moon is taking place on June the 21st, 2024. So let's dive into the numerology of the date. So June is the 6th month of the year. The 21st day breaks down 2 plus 1, which is 3. The year 2024 breaks down 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 4 is 8. Now, if we add all these together, 6 for June, 3 for the 21st, and 8 for 2024, we get 17. Reducing it further will give us the number 8. So the energy for this full moon is connected with the number 8. Heavy. Okay, so in numerology, the number 8 is linked to power, ambition, and material success, which perfectly aligns with Capricorn's vibes. So Capricorn is all about career orientation, structure, and how our actions affect the broader framework of our lives and others around us. So this full moon is asking us to reflect on our integrity and the influence we've had on others during our journey. It's not just about how fast we can reach the top. It's about whether we've maintained our integrity and nurtured our relationships along the way. So for example, you might achieve career milestones, but at what cost? Have your relationships suffered? Has your health been compromised? This full moon energy encourages us to find that balance within and in our outer world to make sure that our climb to success doesn't negatively impact other areas of our life, specifically our 4th house, which is ruled by Cancer, but we'll get into that in just a second here, you guys. So Capricorn's focus on career, public life, combined with the number 8's drive for success creates a powerful dynamic that urges us to reflect on our ambition. So it's a time to evaluate if we are making progress in a way that honors our personal values and the well-being of those we care the most about. So it's about sustainable success, where the journey and the impact we have on others are just as important as the destination. So what is a full moon? So a full moon occurs when the moon is exactly opposite the sun in the sky, fully illuminated by the sun's light. And this happens once a month, and it represents the peak of the lunar cycle, a time of culmination, a time of completion, and illumination. So why is this full moon important? So full moons are a powerful time for reflection and release, and these heightened lunar energies bring things to light. It brings what's been hidden in our subconscious to the surface. And so it's a time to let go of what no longer serves us, whether that's old habits, limiting beliefs, or past baggage that we've been holding on to. This illumination allows us to clearly see and offers us insight and revelations that can lead to significant personal growth and transformation. So for those of you who say, how does this affect me? I'm not even a Capricorn. I got you. So while this full moon is in Capricorn, its energy impacts everybody regardless of your zodiac sign. So every full moon's energy is filtered through the qualities of that sign it occupies. So Capricorn, an earth sign ruled by Saturn, it's connected with things like discipline, structure, responsibility, and long-term goals. So this means that the collective focus during this full moon will be on areas such as career and ambition, reflecting on your professional goals and your long-term plans. Are you on the path you want to be on? What needs to change for you to achieve your aspirations? Are you overworked and underpaid? Are you overburdened? Are there responsibilities you need to release or delegate in your life? It's going to focus on themes like structure and foundation. So look at the foundations of your life. Are they strong and stable? What needs reinforcement? What needs improvement? And even if you're not a Capricorn, the themes of discipline, hard work, and responsibility will be highlighted for you as well. Now, the specific area of your life that will be most affected depends on where Capricorn falls in your natal chart. So, for example, if Capricorn is in your second house, you might focus on finances and personal values. If it's in your seventh house, relationships and partnerships could be the main focus. If it's in your 10th house, career and public life will take the center stage for you at the time of this full moon. And I'll be talking about this in part 3, where I'll discuss how the full moon will occupy each of the 12 rising signs in the natal chart. So don't worry, we'll get there. But this full moon is a time for everyone to evaluate their goals and structures and really make necessary adjustments and release what's holding them back from achieving their truest potential. The energy of Capricorn really encourages us to build something that's lasting and meaningful, emphasizing the importance of integrity and perseverance. The number 8 is also connected to the Strength card, which is about courage and resilience and power to overcome obstacles, overcoming self-doubt, taming, bravery, compassion. And so during this full moon in Capricorn, the Strength card's energy is available to each of us. So Capricorn is about, again, discipline and structure and those long-term goals. And the Strength card encourages us to draw upon our inner power, our inner strength, our inner resilience to face the challenges and make significant progress in our career, in our personal lives, and for spiritual growth. And this couldn't happen at a more profound time, you guys. We just entered into Cancer season at the time of this full moon, as well as the summer solstice. So we are in Cancer season with the sun in Cancer, and so this creates a polarized energy between Cancer and Capricorn. Cancer represents the mother, our emotional foundation, and our connection to home and family. But Capricorn, on the other hand, represents our father, public life, our ambition, our societal responsibilities. And while Cancer is at the bottom of the chart, anchoring us in our roots and our private life, Capricorn sits at the top of the chart, pushing us towards achievement and recognition in our public life. And so Cancer is connected to our ancestors and our ancestral wounds. You guys know I've been loving talking about this and sharing this healing modality with you guys. And so Cancer is connected to these ancestral wounds, and it provides a nurturing and protective energy. It's the sign that governs our emotional well-being and our sense of belonging and our connection to our ancestral lineage. And Capricorn, which is is symbolized by the devil card in tarot, represents the material world, our ambitions, and the structures we build our life on. And so the devil card is about bondage, materialism, challenges, things that we are needing to break free from, like limiting beliefs, addictions, obsessions, and ego. And so the interaction or the conversation between the strength card and the devil card during this full moon in Capricorn is deep, you guys. The strength card is saying true strength comes from within, a calm and steady force that guides us through challenges with patience and compassion. And the devil card is saying, who needs inner strength when you can have a cigarette to calm your nerves? Who needs patience when you can indulge in immediate pleasures? Who needs to be calm and needs to manage their ego or needs to manage their temper when you can just pop off right now? Why face adversity when you can escape it through distractions? And courage is about facing our fears and overcoming them, finding peace and fulfillment and self-discipline and self-awareness with the strength card. But the devil is like, why bother with discipline when you can find quick satisfaction in a drink or a gamble or that ex? Who needs self-awareness when ignorance brings bliss and ease immediately? And the strength card is like, well, while your temptations offer temporary relief, they often lead to long-term suffering, which is Capricorn's whole point of being here at this time for us, because Capricorn's looking at the bigger picture. Strength card is saying true strength is about enduring and leads to long lasting joy and freedom. And the devil card is like, but my way is easy and it's immediate. And it's all about enjoying the moment, even if it means ignoring the consequences. And so this dialogue between the strength card and the devil card really illustrates the tension between short-term gratification and long-term fulfillment. And so with it being under this full moon in Capricorn energy, this is causing us to reflect on where we might be giving in to the temptations of the devil card and how we can find that inner strength, that inner resilience to break free from these unhealthy patterns, these unhealthy repeated cycles of pain, of fear, of limiting beliefs that influence our life today, aka these ancestral wounds. These ancestral wounds, they tell us that these wounds are too big. Why confront these painful truths when I can escape into comforts of temporary pleasure? Forget it. I don't want to deal with that right now. But the strength card is like true healing takes courage and patience. And we have to understand that by freeing ourselves and our future generations from this grip, it's going to make life more easier in the long run. But the devil's saying it's so much easier to just ignore these issues and continue the cycle. And why not just keep things as they are, even if it means staying in bondage? Right? And so this interplay between the strength card and the devil card is highlighting the path to also ancestral healing. And it's showing us that if we face these deep-rooted issues passed down through our lineage with compassion and with resilience, we are going to be met with some resistance, yes, but we're also going to be given some transformative energy from the universe that's going to support us in breaking free from these chains of the devil card, allowing us to not only heal ourselves, but also the wounds of our ancestors. And so this process ultimately leads to greater freedom, empowerment, and a positive legacy for future generations. Let's jump back into this energy of Cancer and Capricorn. I really just wanted to explain the energetic conversation between the strength card, which represents the number 8, which is the energy of the day of this full moon, and the devil card, which represented with Capricorn's energy. So let's take a look back at Capricorn and Cancer and how the polarity of these energies actually work together. And what I really want to drive home here, you guys, with this Cancer and Capricorn energy is that these things are not separate. These energies are not separate, but they are intertwined. Cancer says, I want to spend the afternoon with friends and just relax. Capricorn says, that's great, but have you finished your work tasks for the day? Once your work is complete, you can enjoy your time without stress. Cancer says, I need a self-care day to relax and watch movies. And Capricorn says, self-care is important, but make sure you've also handled your house chores, clean the kitchen, do the laundry, then you can fully relax. Cancer says, I feel like treating myself to a nice dinner tonight or ordering some DoorDash. Capricorn says treating yourself is wonderful. But have you stayed within your budget this week or this month? If your finances are in order, go ahead, order the DoorDash, enjoy your dinner. So this dialogue, this conversation between Cancer and Capricorn reminds us to find balance between nurturing our emotional needs and fulfilling our responsibilities. And so Cancer's here to offer us the opportunity to honor our feelings and take the breaks that we need to recharge. But Capricorn is also here to emphasize the importance of discipline and duty. And with this being a full moon, which is all about releasing and letting go, sometimes we need to see if we are giving ourselves the opportunity to release and recharge and to recalibrate our energy emotionally, or are you all work and no play? And so Cancer's emotional and nurturing energy is here for us to honor our feelings, to care for ourselves and others, to create a caring and comforting and nurturing secure environment. And Capricorn is about staying focused on your goals, fulfilling our obligations, fulfilling our promises out into the world and building a stable and secure foundation. But we need the balance. Having both Cancer and Capricorn energies in harmony, they make sure that we are well-rounded and we are living a truly, truly fulfilling life. We only focus on Capricorn's discipline and responsibilities, we may achieve our goals, but feel emotionally drained, disconnected, and stressed. Life can become rigid and filled with no joy. Without Capricorn, if we only indulge in the Cancerian emotional and nurturing side, I feel emotionally fulfilled, but struggle with practical matters, leading to instability and chaos in our life. And so there is this balance that we need to have with work and self-care, balance with financial discipline and enjoyment, with home and career. This full moon is reminding us that one without the other creates an imbalance. Too much discipline without emotional care leads to burnout, while too much self-care without discipline leads to instability. Now let's talk about how ancestral wounds and healing ancestral trauma, how it all comes into play with this particular full moon in Capricorn. Healing ancestral wounds is crucial because unresolved issues from our ancestors can manifest in our lives in so many ways. So financial scarcity, if your ancestors face poverty or financial hardships, you might struggle with a scarcity mindset or difficulties in achieving financial stability, or maybe emotional repression. If previous generations were not allowed to express their emotions freely, you might find it challenging to connect with your feelings or form deep emotional bonds with other people, or fear of authority. Any ancestral experiences with oppressive authorities can manifest as a fear of standing up for yourself, of asserting your boundaries, of standing in your power, or addictive behavior. So any patterns of addiction, whether that's to substances, behaviors, can be passed down as well, leading to struggles with similar issues in your own life. And so again, Cancer's theme. So I want you to imagine a family where the primary focus is on nurturing and an emotional connection. A mother spending her life creating a warm and loving home environment, emphasizing the importance of family traditions and emotional support in sticking together. This Cancerian energy ensures that everyone feels safe and cared for and secure. And Capricorn's theme in this family is someone who is highly ambitious, who works tirelessly to achieve career success and provide materially for the family. And this father figure instills hard work, discipline, perseverance, making sure that the family has financial stability and social status. The question that I want to present to you guys, or rather the question that this full moon is asking us is, are you being driven by your wounds unconsciously? Are you being driven by you growing up in financial scarcity? Are you being driven by you being emotionally repressed? What are you being driven by? What has a key in your back at this time? Whatever it may be, it's going to be different for everyone because everyone has different ancestral wounds. But making sure that we are shining a light, or we are getting to the root of the problem, because even though you may not pass down financial scarcity, financial hardship, a scarcity mindset, you can in turn still create an environment without that that Cancerian energy present where your child feels like they can't express their emotions freely, or they may grow up having a challenge to connect with others on deep emotional levels. So this full moon is asking us, are we being driven by our wounds unconsciously? So it's showing us the importance of balance in our life, in our relationships. And it also is showing us what happens when there is a lack of balance. What happens when there is a mother who isn't present in a child's life. The child doesn't grow up receiving that nurturing and emotional support, that warm, loving environment that you would get from your mom. What happens when the father isn't present in the child's life? That means the mother has to work 10 times harder, so she can't be this warm and loving and nurturing and emotional support for the children within that home, because she has to be providing for that family, of working tirelessly to achieve some type of success, some type of stability. And so these energies are super important. They are both the foundation. And it's almost as if it's important for us to realize that it's not only important to nurture and really restore and to foster these emotional connections, but it's also equally important to make sure that we are providing a safe and secure and balanced and structured environment that supports the child or the family's long-term goals and ambitions, and recognizing that it's important for us to create a balanced and harmonious family dynamic where the emotional and the material needs are met. And this, manifests itself into our personal life at this time. You have to ask yourself, are you more in your Cancerian energy? Are you more in your Capricorn energy? How can you find balance between the divine masculine and the divine feminine with energy within you to create harmony within yourself, as well as creating harmony within the relationships around you? Because you don't want to wait till you get to the top of that mountain. You don't want to wait till you get to the peak of success in your life to realize that people around you didn't feel loved. People around you didn't feel emotionally supported by you. Adding to that, what fun is it to reach the pinnacle moment of your life as far as success, as far as career, for you to have disregarded your health, and now you can't even enjoy the fruits of your labor because you have all these health ailments. The beautiful thing about this energy with Saturn being the ruler of this full moon is that Saturn doesn't just bring you problems just for the sake of bringing you problems, right? Saturn brings you solutions. Saturn brings you structure. Saturn brings you discipline. Saturn shows you how you can set up a routine, some type of schedule in your life, to schedule family time, to schedule time in for your relationships, as well as maintaining that push that you need in order to keep going, to keep climbing that ladder of success. So Saturn is not here to just rain on your parade for the shits and giggles of it. Saturn is here to say, hey, let's get this structure in order. Let's get this schedule. Let's have some discipline with our health. Let's have some discipline when we are taking overtime or when we are working on this project or that project. And then Cancer is here to say, and then with that free time, let's figure out a way to cultivate a deeper sense of oneness and wholeness and emotional fulfillment, not only for ourselves, but for those we love around us, to enjoy the fruits of our labor, to enjoy our success, even if we haven't reached the top of that mountain, to enjoy the journey, to enjoy by spending time with the people that most matter in our life, to celebrate every step of the way, and not just that pinnacle moment that we are desiring to reach within our career, within our professional life, and within our goals. This full moon is urging us to not forget about our why, the people in our life who play a significant role, who drive us, who are a driving force to why it is we try so hard, why it is you have cultivated this strength card energy, why you won't give up, why you're so brave, why you are so influenced to overcome all these obstacles, this strength that you have. As I'm recording this episode, my family's in the kitchen and they are making dinner right now, talking and having a good time. Boys will be boys, and I'm recording this episode, and I started to get a bit frustrated because it's like I am recording this episode and you guys are talking loud, but they are the reason why I feel so confident and comfortable with putting myself out here into the world, in these streets, in this internet, right? Because I feel safe and secure, and I do this so that I can show my son that he can express himself and speak his truth and utilize his spiritual gifts to help other people. And I do this because my partner, he provides me with an amazing emotional support. He's a Cancer. He provides me with amazing emotional support, the confidence to just be myself and to not be afraid, and he makes me feel nurtured and secure. And so for a second I almost got irritated, like, hey, shut the hell up, I'm trying to record an episode, right? But this is spirit saying, don't forget your why. So if you hear them in the background, that's my why. That is why you're getting this podcast right now, because that is my emotional support system. That is the reason why I do what I do. And so this full moon is about us not forgetting our why, not disregarding our why, because we think that if we disregard our why, it will get us to the top of that mountain a lot faster. It won't. It won't. And if you disregard your why, if you continue to disregard your why, you're going to find that when you get up to the top of that mountain, you're going to be faced with more problems than a little bit. Why? Why are you working so hard at trying to manifest success in your career? Why are you working so hard to graduate? Why are you working so hard at this business? Why are you working so hard? Whatever aspect of your life, what is your why? And keeping in mind that your why is equally as important as the end point is really going to help you to rebalance the scales in your life emotionally and to bring a sense of wholeness in your relationship within and your relationship with others. Collective impact this full moon in Capricorn is going to have on us is in relations to the same themes of discipline, of responsibilities, of structures that underpin our society. And so as a collective, we're going to be called to examine and reassess the foundational systems that govern our world, such as government and leadership. So there might be a heightened focus on the presidential election, or a focus on leadership and just the overall government and the need for integrity and accountability within our leaders, okay, as well as economic systems. So Capricorn's influence on career and long-term goals extends to the economy, and so we might see a push for economic reform addressing issues like income inequality or financial security and sustainable development, as well as this is about institutional reform. And so such institutions like education, healthcare, and the justice system may come under a microscope, where there will be a collective call for reform to make sure that these systems are just, they're efficient, and they serve the greater good. So rules are rules. But what about exceptions? So Capricorn is connected to rules. Capricorn is an earth sign, which is ruled by Saturn, the planet of structure, discipline, boundaries, the sign that represents societal norms, professional ambitions, and the rules that govern our lives. And so under Capricorn's influence, we are urged to follow the established path, adhere to traditions, and respect authority. And so some positive things about this is about it provides stability, it promotes hard work, it encourages responsibility, and it builds these lasting structures. But some of the challenges are sometimes it can be overly rigid or overly cautious. We may be resistant to change as a collective and excessively focused on material success. And so Cancer rules the exception. So Cancer is ruled by the moon. It's a water sign, which is connected with emotional, intuitive, and nurturing energy. It represents our inner world, our family, and our need for emotional security. And so Cancer influences invite us to honor our personal needs, emotions, and the exceptions to the rules that make us human. And so some strengths in that are fostering this emotional intelligence. It encourages us, to nurture our relationships, and it promotes intuition, and it values personal history, our ancestral history. So some challenges with that as well can be that we can be overly sensitive as a society, and we have these huge mood swings, and there's this resistance to step outside of our comfort zone. So what this means for the full moon in Capricorn is that this is about balancing rules with exceptions, about illuminating under the sun in Cancer. It asks us to find a balance between following rules and recognizing the exceptions. It's all about understanding that while structures and traditions are important, flexibility and emotional intelligence are equally vital. So I want to close this episode out by turning our attention to the significance of Saturn in Pisces at the time of this full moon. Saturn is the ruler of Capricorn, so it definitely plays a huge role in what's going on. It's shaping the energy of this full moon. And so, as we seek balance between our emotional needs, Cancer, and our responsibilities, Capricorn, Saturn in Pisces adds another layer to this dynamic. And it's about us combining structure with spirituality and compassion. So Saturn, the planet of discipline, structure, karma, it represents boundaries, hard work, and lessons we must learn through effort and perseverance. In the sign of Pisces, the sign of dreams, of intuition, compassion, it is here to encourage us to connect with our spiritual side, to understand the interconnectedness of all things. One of the ways Saturn in Pisces is going to be influencing this energy is through balance. Saturn in Pisces teaches us the importance of spiritual discipline. It's about integrating our needs for spiritual growth and emotional connection with the practical, structured approach of Saturn. And so this means finding daily routines that support your spiritual practices like meditation, journaling, or any type of creative pursuits. And so maybe this will be a great opportunity for you to set aside some time for meditation and ground yourself emotionally to make sure you are staying connected to your spiritual side while maintaining these responsibilities. Saturn in Pisces says compassionate boundaries, right? So with Saturn in Pisces, we're encouraged to establish these compassionate boundaries. And so this means being kind and empathetic while also setting limits to protect our well-being and maintaining healthy relationships. I'm not saying that you have to just spend time with your family and not take care of your responsibilities, let people run over you, be there for everyone and not take care of yourself. Saturn in Pisces says have compassion, but there is a need to express our needs and our boundaries clearly, but kindly ensuring that we don't overextend ourselves or neglect our own needs. And so this energy is about bringing our dreams into a reality. And Saturn in Pisces is here to support us in that, turning our dreams into reality through this discipline effort. And so this is about making concrete plans and taking practical steps to manifest our visions and our desires. It's about acknowledging the wounds of our ancestors, acknowledging our whys, and making sure that we are in an alignment and that we are operating from a space of enlightenment and not from a space of fear. We're not operating from our wounds. We're operating with our why, and we're nourishing that why as well. We're nourishing those whys as well. And it's also about making sure that you and me, are included in that why as well. And so I'm super excited to share this information with you guys. Make sure you comment down below if you made it to the end of this video and let me know how this energy is manifesting itself in your life. What insight, what clarity did you get from this particular intuitive interpretation of the full moon in Capricorn? It's your girl Love Ashe. Thank the divine, thank my ancestors, my spiritual team, and thank you guys. And I'll talk to you next time. Ashe.